Jojo! And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben. This is my review for a Netflix original anime that's only 4 episodes long. It's 25 minutes per episode, and it's an OVA if you want to get technical about it. That's by Kishibe Rohan. So if you're a fan of Jojo's Bizzare Adventure, then you will, if you have seen the trailer or just seen an image of these 4 episodes, but you didn't know it was connected to Jojo's Bizzare Adventure, if you'd seen an image or just part of the trailer, you'd be like, hang on a minute, that's Jojo's Adventure. The art style is so unique. My son wouldn't watch it with me because he doesn't like the art style. I love it. I think it's very old school. It's very anime that I used to watch earlier, like way back when, in the dark ages of anime. I used to watch anime that looked more like this, very different to what we get now. And so if you're a fan of Jojo, you're of course going to know what's going on here. But if you're not, I can also say that it doesn't matter. You can watch these 4 episodes without having seen Jojo and just absorb and enjoy everything that is this short series. I mean, Netflix has done this before with anime. They did it with Castlevania originally. They only did 4 episodes. The season 2 of Castlevania was only 6 episodes. So it's not unusual. And this is an OVA. So it's like a separate story, but with a character, this anime artist in Jojo's adventure. And what happens is he's basically sitting at a table and he recounts a story or an inspiration story that he goes through. So the first story, we see him go to Italy and he ends up in a booth for a priest for people to confess, and he hears a confession. And so each of the 4 episodes is him experiencing something to get more, creative juices flowing for him as a manga artist. But each episode is very much horror. It starts off a bit weird, a bit wacky as you'd expect, but it goes into thriller horror territory, and they don't skimp on the horror. And I absolutely loved every single episode. I thought the last one for me, strangely enough, was the strongest because I didn't expect it to go that way. When you see him use his ability as would have been set out in the manga already, or in the anime, Heaven's Door, you feel like sometimes that is his get out clause, that he's like, oh, he's also got something else because he's got this ability that he can look at a character and turn them basically into a book and even write commands in that person that they have to follow. It feels like a get out of jail free card. But there's this particular episode or a couple of episodes where that doesn't quite work like he expects it, and so there's heightened tension in those moments. But apart from that, the stories of each of the individual 4 episodes are very unique, very different, but feels like it's part of Jojo, but also feels like it's separate, which I really like. So you can totally watch this on your own. As to the art style, like I said, if you've seen Jojo, you'll know what you expect. I love some of the framework and some of the movements. Very, very close. You see like a kind of squishiness of the human being. The artist's style is so in your face. Like drooping eyeballs, flesh melting, blood spurting. Reminds me a little bit of Afro Samurai, the original Ninja Scroll. That kind of extended heightened anime style that I really like. It kind of drawn out. I'm using all these hand gestures because I'm trying to express the type of anime that you're getting in this, like Akira early days. You know, it's that sort of feels hand-drawn, feels very tangible, feels very real, feels gross, which I really, really like. It really lends itself to kind of putting you in the zone. I was creeped out a couple of times in one of these episodes. I remember seeing one moment, it's like, oh, that's creepy. And another moment, I was like, that's too much, man, that's gross. I really respect the idea of this, and I wish there was so much more of this. I think it could have been more than an OVA. It could have been its own series. I hope we get more of this character. He's a really interesting character. He's quite quirky. He knows who he is, but there's this seriousness about it. So there is a little bit of humor, but not much in this OVA. I feel like you get much more of that in Jojo, a really weird, off-the-wall humor. But here, there's a darker tone. It's very somber. The gore is heightened. You don't quite expect it to go where it's going. I love the intro music. music as well. It just really sets that vibe that they're going for, which I thought was fantastic. The vibe of just like, oh, okay, we're in for a weird, twisty thing, but you also don't get how dark they're going to go, which I really appreciated. The voice work, I would say, sticks to the original language, so read the subtitles. I always suggest that. I think that's the best way to go. You get those subtle nuances, you get what the actors are trying to do. When they're sitting at this restaurant, you'll see a couple of other characters pop in, which is always fun. But again, it doesn't matter. If you haven't seen Jojo, you can totally watch this. And this might give you the inkling going, oh, I really like this, I want to go watch Jojo. Do it. If you love anime, as you can see I do with the amount of anime figures around me, then you'll know that this is one for you. It's one of my favorites. It's definitely weird, and having seen so much anime, as I'm sure you have if you're an anime fan, you're always looking for something different, something wacky, something to take a chance. I feel like this does that. Netflix are doing that. They're taking chances on anime. They don't always hit the mark, but for me, this really hit the mark. So I'm gonna give it an A. Even though it's a OVA and it's just 4 episodes, I feel like, yeah, every episode is unique, defined. It's a separate story for each one, but places it's in the world, also gives you an inkling to what this character is like, gives you an idea into his powers, and the art style itself is fantastic, and you feel for the characters and their plight. Sometimes they're not so good, sometimes they are good, but stuff happens, and he is there to experience the ride, and you are there to experience that ride with him. A lot of fun to watch. Check it out. It's on Netflix now. And Jojo, if you're in the UK, I presume elsewhere as well, Jojo's the animated series is on Netflix as well, the animated anime. It's also on Crunchyroll, wherever else you watch anime. Check it out. Give me a list of your favorite anime, like old school anime, that you think I should check out. I've seen most of them, but I'm always looking for new ones to watch. Something really unique, but very, very story driven. I like story driven. Can have action, gore, blood, whatever. But yeah, top 5 anime series down below. And I'll chat to you guys there in the comments as well. Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.